The gentle heart of Spot. In the heart of a city that never stopped to breathe lived a small beagle puppy named Spot. While the world rushed by in a blur of gray suits and ticking clocks, Spot moved at the pace of a falling leaf. He wore his favorite blue denim overalls, their brass buttons catching the morning light, and he carried a quiet mission in his velvet soft paws: to find the heavy hearts and make them light again. Julian was a man of deadlines and digital echoes. He stood at the corner, eyes glued to a glowing screen, his brow furrowed with the weight of 1,000 unanswered emails. He didn't notice the sun rising or the scent of rain on the pavement. Suddenly, he felt a soft nudge against his polished shoe. Looking down, he saw Spot sitting patiently, holding a single vibrant yellow dandelion in his mouth. The world seemed to pause. Julian reached down, his fingers brushing against Spot's warm head as he took the flower. The digital noise in his mind faded into a soft hum. For the first time in years, Julian simply stood still. He tucked the dandelion into his lapel, a splash of gold against the charcoal wool, and felt a strange, long-forgotten knot in his chest begin to loosen. Spot continued his walk until he reached the park, where the shadows grew long under the ancient oaks. On a secluded bench sat Flora, an elderly woman wrapped in a shawl the color of twilight. She was watching the birds, her eyes misty with the memories of a life that felt increasingly quiet. Spot trotted over, his tail wagging in a slow, rhythmic beat, and hopped up onto the bench beside her. Spot didn't bark or jump. He simply leaned his small, warm body against Flora's side, resting his chin on her knee. He offered the gift of presence, the silent promise that she was not invisible. Flora's hand, thin and graceful, found its way to his soft ears. They sat together in the golden hour, two souls sharing a moment of perfect, wordless understanding that transcended time. Flora reached into her pocket and pulled out a small, faded photograph of a garden from her youth. She showed it to the sky, a quiet tribute to the beauty she had known. The heaviness of her loneliness didn't disappear, but it became something softer, something shared. As she watched the puppy breathe, she realized that even when the world changes, the language of kindness remains exactly the same. As evening fell, a delicious scent led Spot to the door of a small bakery. Inside, Marcel the baker was slumped over his wooden counter, his apron dusted with white flour. The ovens were cold, and his spirit was tired. The joy of kneading dough had been lost to the grind of daily chores. Spot wandered into the kitchen and sat directly on Marcel's flour-covered shoes, looking up with an expectant tilt of his head. Marcel looked at the puppy in the blue overalls and started to chuckle. The sight was so delightfully absurd that the tension left his frame. He reached down to pat Spot, leaving a small white flower print on the puppy's blue strap. Inspired by the simple joy in Spot's eyes, Marcel stood up, dusted off his hands, and began to whistle a tune he hadn't thought of in decades as he prepared a new batch of bread. The moon rose high over the city, casting a silver glow on the rooftops. Spot made his way to a quiet corner under a glowing street lamp, his work for the day complete. He curled up on a soft patch of grass, his little chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm. He was just a small puppy in a big world, but he had left a trail of warmth in his wake, like embers glowing in the dark. The next morning, Julian walked past the bakery with a yellow dandelion in his lapel. He stopped to open the door for Flora, who was entering with a smile. Inside, Marcel was handing out warm rolls, his eyes bright with a new fire. They were strangers who had been touched by the same gentle heart. Somewhere nearby, Spot woke up, ready to walk again, knowing that a little love is the only map anyone ever needs to find their way home.